What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of News, Games, and More, where we're going to be talking about news, games, and more. In fact, today we're going to be talking about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remake that we've heard rumors about, Mandalorian Season 2, and a spurious rumor about Spider-Man 2 on PS5. What do you guys want to start with first?
Call of Duty, because those are the assets that I loaded for as we prepared.
That was a rhetorical question to see if you guys were paying attention. So the first story that we're going to talk about is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign only, it sounds like. Remaster is seemingly confirmed. So what we've heard is this was rated in South Korea, all but confirming a release for the unannounced game. And so people are talking about this on Twitter and saying that this is only going to be a remaster of the single-player portion of Modern Warfare. Came out in 2009, right? Like this is way old, isn't it?
Yeah, but they remastered the first one, so they're probably just gonna go through the library.
Okay, here's the interesting thing. The listing seems to point to the game being released as a standalone rather than as a pack-in with a brand new Call of Duty game, which was different from the first Modern Warfare.
Yeah, the first remaster for the first Modern Warfare drew a lot of controversy for like two things. One, it was the fact that it was a pack-in, so people were upset that they couldn't just get it standalone. And then two was the multiplayer thing, which I recall them also releasing separately.
Yeah, this is the thing where it didn't have dedicated servers, so everybody boycotted it, and they created a group on Steam, and then day one when it launched, everybody in that group was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It was the most hypocritical, stupid thing, and I just, that really sticks out in my memory, because it's the internet in a nutshell. I hate this. I'm still going to play it, but I'm going to be really loud and angry about it, like I am with Destiny every week. Check out Fireteam Chat this Friday over on youtube.com/Fireteam
He's so mad about the thing he loves.
Wow, Destin.
Yeah, it means we care.
A lot of people in the comments are talking about this too. Like this guy, O Sharp Zoo says, no multiplayer means no purchase. Don't bring back one of the most acclaimed multiplayer shooters only to offer the story for it.
But it had that no Russian mission, Jeremy.
That was a pretty good one.
The single player... Listen, the single-player games in Call of Duty back in the day were actually really good. That was a big deal. Like single-player and multiplayer at one point in time were sort of like equally important to at least some people.
Yeah. Look how Doom's doing.
Yeah.
People still like that sort of thing.
There's nothing at all wrong with having a good single-player shooter. Like Doom rules. Wolfenstein usually rules. I don't know about the last one, but like first two kicked ass.
New Colossus was great. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that?
The new Colossus was great.
No, that's great. I'm talking about Youngbloods.
Oh well. Oh yeah. I guess that was that one doesn't count actually. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I really liked the older Call of Duty games because of the story, because you could still have that option, especially if you weren't this hardcore like multiplayer sort of person. And so I liked that a lot. But then I don't know. Like last year they had Blackout, and I thought that was gonna be a live game for a while, but then they came out with Warzone, so it's like, how are they going to split up their time between two live games? Like, it's really hard. So now maybe coming out with the story mode, it's like, hey, we're going to ease back.
They'll just throw more studios at it. I'm actually surprised that there's even a consideration of putting out like a new multiplayer remaster. Why it sounds like they're just going to go like the games as a service route where they can just keep updating stuff continually. Like that seems to like it seems to make more money. Right, like I think Apex and Fortnite make more money than almost any other game. So why not just release map packs and like modes and stuff like that from these older games? Like why not just do that and then sell the single player separately?
I mean, they're kind of adopting a strategy close to what you're describing. They have the single player experiences that they're releasing as remasters for the people who want the single player experience, and they just released Warzone. It's a free to play battle royale for Call of Duty to try and compete with the other brands that you mentioned. And let's check Twitch. I'll tell you how they're doing right now. It is the #1 thing on Twitch right now at this very second. So Call of Duty Warzone is largely successful for the Call of Duty brand. You know, and for single player, well, I don't know if you can call Doom Eternal a single player campaign, but I think that's a great example of a ton of people placing it. One of the other games in the top 5 is Animal Crossing, another sort of single player multiplayer. There's a little bit of multiplayer in there, but mostly it's a single player experience, you know? So I think they're doing a good job of catering to a lot of different tastes personally. And I'm kind of glad. You know, we get a lot of guff every time we say we like Call of Duty. Call of Duty, their games are fine. They're good.
It's not funny. Like there's like a lot of negativity in some of the comments. This guy Metal Gear Kirby says, "Man, who actually cares anymore? Just let the series die. It hasn't been doing anything but resting on its laurels since the game came out over 10 years ago." Has this dude never seen the sales figures for video games annually? I mean, this
what
thing,
is it? I think Call of Duty, that's a series, is the best-selling game per year for the last since like 2011.
Literally,
yeah, it's like a monster. Yeah. It's like the most successful video game in the face of the earth, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not going away. It's not dying. It's not resting on its laurels. I will say, I would be happy to have Warzone be like the multiplayer thing, or like some other version of it, and whatever it evolves into. And then I would also be happy I would pay for like remasters, like really good remasters that look as good as the most recent campaign has looked. Probably not for like $59.99, but like I would pay like $30 for it.
Yeah.
Liam said Call of Duty is fine, gives it 9 out of 10 every time. Those are all different reviewers, Liam. Jeez. Like, internet, do you not understand that is individual people's opinions? And you know what? The Call of Duty games are pretty fucking good.
I like them.
I'm tired of like that whole Call of Duty is fine. I didn't review it. That's somebody else's opinion. It's somebody else's opinion every time. I don't know that we've actually given every Call of Duty a 9 forever. So, like, just knock it off.
I think we gave the last one an 8.
Yeah.
The Modern Warfare one. Although I like that one. I would have given it a 9. So, but I didn't review it.
People just like to dunk on stuff that's popular. I get it.
Yeah, we never get that at IGN.
I'm not a joiner. I like to be a contrarian sometimes, you know. But
so you hate Call of Duty, or you love it? I don't know. What's the popular opinion?
Hey,
YouTube chat.
I'm ambivalent.
Oh God, no.
I'm gonna post our article, every Call of Duty review ever, in YouTube chat, so they can look at all our nines that we've given to Call of Duty. Sorry, I'm salty. I'm just so tired of that one.
I don't know all the reviews.
It
would be embarrassing if they really were all 9s, though.
They're not.
Well, that's good.
8.4, 7.0, 9.0, 8.5. There's a few 9s in there, but they're not all 9s. The original 9.3, warranted. Let's go over it. 9.3, 8.4 for United Offensive. Agreed. That one's pretty bad. Ooh, Finest Hour. Remember that one? 7.0, IGN. Call of Duty 2, 9.0. Call of Duty 2 was awesome. I don't
remember that. Did you make that one up? Is that real?
No, they were like ports. Call of Duty 2 PC got an 8.5 because we do separate platform reviews because it's not as good. Call of Duty Big Red 1, 8.0. Call of Duty 3, 8.8. 7.8 for Call of Duty 3 on the PS3. But on a 7.7 for World War II, 6.6. So I could continue, but every time I hear that, it's like a perception thing. People are just like, they just blatantly praise Call of Duty, and it's not true. It's not true, and we get that all the time. So, yeah. I've changed everybody on the internet's mind. I feel good. I've solved that problem for IGN for the rest of time.
You're just mad because you didn't get your check from Activision this week.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God.
I spent mine on a jet ski. No, that's a bad joke. I wouldn't even get a jet ski even if I did get like fake bribe money.
Oh, speaking of Call of Duty, though, did you see this thing that just happened this afternoon?
What?
Oh, the pizza thing?
They tweeted.
So stupid.
They tweeted, "You type, we deliver. Just tweet hashtag free Call of Duty plus pizza symbol plus hashtag COD promo for a free pizza delivery to your doorstep. No purchase necessary. 18 plus flavor prohibited. Rules at whatever this thing is." Are they fucking crazy to be doing a promo like this right now? Like, who's gonna deliver these pizzas? There's a goddamn lockdown all over the state of California and probably the whole country by now. I don't even know.
We're being bad examples with the swears today, Jeremy. But you're right. That is a very stupid promo.
Friday streams are rated M now.
It's like
I have spoken.
It's like GameStop saying, "Yeah, just tell the cops when they show up that it's fine."
Oh my God, that was
Oh,
insane. I
fine.
read that,
Fine.
and I was like, they're giving their employees slips of paper to show the cops. I was like, do you think you're above the law?
For the full GameStop
my
story, check out
mind.
IGN.com.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Chat. If
That's great.
anybody actually got a pizza doing that, you have to let us know.
Yeah, please take a picture of it.
Yeah, send a picture of you with the pizza after you like wipe it off with some Chlorsil wipes or whatever. Jesus Christ! Every response is just like, okay, here's I'm typing free Call of Duty pizza COD promo, and they're like, all right, confirmed. Click here to give me your address or whatever, and they're like, sorry, we're out of pizzas in your area.
If they get you a
Whoops.
pizza, we'll match. We'll get you a pizza too. So buy one, get one free deal.
Good lord, this is
No.
madness. So yeah, Call of Duty, everyone. You win some, you lose some. Single player remasters, cool. Go for it. Trying to send pizzas in the apocalypse, maybe not.
Yeah, we really went off the rails there. Actually, I got all
Yeah, a
salty
little bit,
about
but that's okay.
reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's
We're
move
allowed,
on to
right?
the story that everybody's waiting for. I think.
Hey,
and then,
wait a second, Jeremy.
Oh, did we forget something?
No.
Or do we
Okay,
have-
yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you know.
Do we have any
doing the
comments that
thing.
we need to respond to?
No, I don't think so.
He's being a producer.
I have a. Damn it. I have a live look at the pizza delivery. It's right here. So this is your delivery man, in case you're wondering. It's people in hazmat suits.
Wait, hold on. Are you serious?
No, I just found some hazmat pizza prank video
my
on YouTube and wanted to play.
Oh, yeah.
So-
That's
Everything's going great.
What was our next real story?
Okay, so here's a real story.
Yeah.
We got we all saw like an exclusive on Slash Film this morning, and everybody reported it about how Rosario Dawson has been cast as Ahsoka Tano. Am I saying that right? I've never watched Clone Wars.
Ahsoka?
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka, yeah.
Yeah.
These goddamn Star Wars names, Jesus.
No,
So anyways,
come on.
Freaking cool. I
She's-
don't want to hear you say shit.
She's rad.
I want you guys to convince me, because I haven't watched this. I've seen all the movies. I may have read a book or two, but I never watched the Clone Wars. Everyone is very excited to see her added to the cast for the Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson's great. I love everything that she's in. I'm curious. Like, I was under the impression that this character was like not alive during this time period, or not in the same space. Like, I'm confused about how like this works into the timeline. Can somebody explain that?
I mean, we're not sure how alien ages work, so maybe she's like Baby Yoda, where time just works differently
that's
for
right.
her, you know? But yeah, she was like a teenager in the Clone Wars when she was introduced, and she was like a young adult in Rebels, or maybe an older teenager, you know, which only takes place a few years after, and Mandalorian's after the Return of the Jedi. So she's like in her 30s, human age-wise, 40s maybe, early 40s, late 30s, right? I think that's how the timeline would work.
Okay,
But-
so what is it about her that everybody is so excited about?
She's very cool.
Yeah.
In what way?
She's badass.
Okay, like how?
She's
Like, what does she do?
She was the
She's-
Padawan of oh my God, what's his name? Darth Vader. That
Yeah.
guy before he became Darth Vader. I totally forgot his name. I'm spacing out.
Fixing your audio, Stella. Just an
Okay.
I think the thing that makes her character stand out in like the Star Wars universe is she has like nuanced opinions about being a Jedi and the Force. So like all the other
Yeah.
Jedi characters are kind of like, oh, I'm a Jedi, so I'm like a good person, or like if you're Anakin Skywalker, you're like, I don't like being a Jedi, so I'm gonna be a bad person, right? Ahsoka is like the one character who's kind of like, you know, the Jedi is kind of flawed and weird, and the Force is a little hard to understand. I'm just gonna try and be the best person I'm gonna be, but also use my powers for how I see fit, which is mostly good, you know? So
Yeah,
she's like the one nuanced character in the series.
I like that for her. It's not black and white, which is what I feel like it should be. Like that's how the real world operates. And yeah, Anakin Skywalker. I know I forgot his name. I'm sorry, chat. Let me live. It's been a long Friday. Okay, I haven't left my house in like a week. Okay,
Anakin
we are under
Skywalker, Darth
lockdown.
Vader, same thing.
But yeah, no, and she's super cool. Also, I think she has the ability to purify like corrupted kyber crystals, which is really freaking cool. So I don't
Also,
know, man. She's a badass character.
She
Mighty
dual
Kier
wields
Malley
lightsabers.
in chat says that she has the longest character arc in Star Wars.
Yes.
Can confirm.
I mean, I think mathematically, yeah, because she's in like 4 different series.
So that's pretty cool that she's going to be in
Mhm.
Mandalorian. Have you guys all seen Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys watch that? That show's great. That
If
show
you
is
haven't, you can
like-
watch it now because we're all on lockdown and self-quarantine. So
It's I love how the Mandalorian kind of goes back to the roots of Star Wars, and it has like kind of like a little bit of a clunky like monster and armor design, and it has sort of like a very like simple like kind of video game-esque plot almost, where he's like
Yeah.
he's getting like power-ups and like upgrading his armor, and he has like missions, and it's yeah, like there's even like an on-rail shooting segment. Like it's probably like the best video game show out there. Sort of accidentally.
That's very
It's
cool.
a really
I just
fun
had
show.
I just had a real-time reaction when I realized I thought you were talking about season 2 of the animated show, which I remembered was ending. You're talking about the Mandalorian, which is even better. So that's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
Pay attention, Justin.
Wait.
I have to do switching live.
Oh my god.
So you
sitting
just
there-
found out that Ahsoka's going to be in Mandalorian season 2, Dustin.
He doesn't read
Just now,
the.
yes.
Just now.
And I love Rosario Dawson. I was like, oh yeah, I could
Oh
see her
my
as the
God.
like. Here's how my brain was working. I'm like, oh yeah, she'll be a good voice actress. I think she'll do a great job. Then I'm like, no, she's gonna be in there. I loved her in Daredevil and like all the other guest appearances she's been doing. She's been excellent. She was in Daredevil, right?
Yeah, she was in the
Yeah.
Netflix Marvel shows.
Yeah, she's
She
great.
hasn't been in a ton of stuff lately, so it's I don't know. It's cool to see her in something as high profile as this. Like, how do you think it's gonna look? Do you think that they're gonna be able to pull that look off?
I mean,
Yeah?
they've had that species in the movies before, so I don't know why they wouldn't be able to pull it off for the Mandalorian.
Is she a Twi'lek?
No,
Yeah,
I think they're
that's-
like a cousin species.
Oh, really?
They look-
Really?
Yeah,
Not saying that?
I don't think officially she's not a Twi'lek. I think Twi'leks are separate species, but like they're. I don't know. Look,
We have a whole article breaking
Togruta.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a whole IGN article breaking down her history. So
I thought the Twi'lek in the Mandalorian was like a little bit.
If Max Scoville was here, he could tell us.
Her homeworld is Sheely.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ours would
I'm
be-
just
Yeah.
looking up the Wikipedia article for.
M Fundroid says she's one of the best characters Star Wars has to offer. Incredibly great character development, easily in the top 15 greatest Star Wars characters of all time.
If Borba was on
Okay.
this show, he would be nerding out right now. He loves the animated series, and that's where she came from, as far as I know. I think that was her origin, and she does start out as basically a naive Padawan, and she develops to be like one of the more badass Jedi, or Padawan, or whatever their rank ends up being by
Yeah.
the end of the series.
well, she left the Jedi Order though, which is really
Yeah.
cool
It's
too
a
because she
badass
didn't.
move.
Yeah, because she didn't believe in like there being two black and white sides, which is really cool. Like that's kind of like what Matt was saying earlier.
I'm convinced all Jedi characters in Star Wars have to be annoying when they're Padawans. Like, there's no not annoying Padawan in the Star Wars universe.
It's like whoever writes Star Wars like really hates teens.
Yeah.
They're like teens are so annoying.
All teens are annoying in the Star Wars universe, and then they become cooler as an adult.
Oh my god.
This is totally unrelated, but this comment made me laugh. This guy Simple on the Twitch chat says, "Not a single anime poster behind anyone." Shaking my head.
I don't know what they expected.
I
just
expected anime posters.
I just have that anime pillow from work that was sitting on somebody's desk. I took it home.
from
What?
work. From work.
What?
Yeah, it's on Armando's desk. Maybe he's watching.
Okay.
That's my
This
boss,
guy,
everyone. By the way.
Arma-
Dollar says,
Armando and Miranda have anime pillows at the office. What? You've never seen them?
Oh, I've seen Miranda's, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really go
Oh.
to.
I think
Armand-
Stella has a dirty mind. I think that's what's happening.
"You
right
guys are
now.
trying to talk about the news. This isn't at least not yet."
Well,
This guy Toe Dollar says, "Holy crap, that's awesome! Dawson has been fan casted for a while. Is that true?"
I think so. There was a thing from like 2017 where someone's like, "Oh, someone should cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka," and she like quote tweeted as like, "Make it happen." But that was like from 2017, and ever since then, people are like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." So
she should just get more work. Period. She's a really good actress. I enjoy her in everything she's in. She's really charming.
mhm.
Jose Araguin says, "The child. It's not Baby Yoda." He's been like really stuck on that for like 15
Okay, all
minutes
right,
now.
we'll just call him the child.
But
Yeah, he's a child. He's a Baby Yoda. Come on.
He's a Baby
Let's be
Yoda.
real. There's Yoda. There's like a girl Yoda in like one of the prequels. And there's Baby
God.
Yoda now. That's what's up. They're just Yodas. Nobody says what race they are. The race is just Yoda.
Yeah, can't wait for Teen Yoda and then
No.
young adult Yoda.
Jeremy, weren't you working on a thing that made Baby Yoda into Teen Yoda?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Okay.
Tween Yoda.
This is pretty cool news, though. I mean, for somebody who is interested in Star Wars but hasn't consumed all of the media, I've heard about this character so much. Like, I want to know about this character. I want to see what's so cool about it. I'm really into The Mandalorian. I love that show. I'm just really excited to see like an actress that I really like and a character that all of my friends are really interested in on a show that I've been enjoying. It's just like, what a positive story. Don't we need a positive story once in a while?
Yeah.
Especially
Yes,
when we're living in the
Jeremy.
apocalypse.
I'd
Anyway,
say yes.
We do.
let's jump to the next story, which is sort of a non-story, and I think we're going to talk a little bit about why that is, and then we're going to talk about the story anyways.
Yeah.
Because it is interesting. It's not entirely implausible. It just doesn't have any sort of like basis in fact.
Yeah.
So the thing that everybody's talking about today is an alleged leak about a PS5 Spider-Man 2 and Venom game, which is like, what would you call? What would the name be? Spider-Man 2 and Venom? Spider-Man and Venom 2?
Just Spider-Man and
Spider-Man.
Venom, because they only
Yeah,
have
just Spider-Man and
Spider-Man, and then or Venom and Spider-Man. They could lead with the villain. Venom
Right.
also has a lot of popularity right now because of the movie. Our audience really, really love the Venom movie. Actually,
I love the Venom.
And,
I haven't
um,
seen it yet.
yeah.
Is
It's
it
so
good?
good. It's
Really?
awful. It's great.
Okay. Okay.
It's terrible. It's so fun.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll have to watch it.
Oh, I love it.
it's
I
almost like
laughed.
yeah. I didn't love the movie particularly. I definitely see why the audience likes it because they did a pretty good job with how Venom was as a character, but the whole plot is just really, really goofy and out there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. There were also a lot of guest appearances from, like, comic staples. I think the sequel is going to be really good, actually. I have a lot of faith about that. I almost wonder if they made the original Venom movie sort of haphazardly, just sort of trying to cash in on the superhero craze, and now they're like, oh, we actually got something here, and they can dump more resources towards it. So regardless of how I feel personally about the movie, I'm excited for Venom fans who are going to get a new game or a new movie with the sequel that will probably get a little bit more TLC.
I hope that they cross over Tom Holland's Spider-Man with Tom Hardy's Venom at some point. I think it would be
That'd be so
hilarious.
funny.
I think it would be the funniest movie in all superhero genre. It'd be hilarious. It'd be great.
I'm convinced that oh my god, what's his name that plays Venom?
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Tom Hardy is like some kind of Andy Kaufman-esque character that like acts really weird on set and does weird voices and like just kind of throws productions into chaos just to see what will happen.
No, that's Jared Leto. You got the actor name. That's the-
I'm sure
okay.
he does it too, but like
Yeah.
his performance as Bane is so weird, and his
Oh.
performance as Venom is also so weird. Like the scene where he's like in the tank and he's got like the lobsters. He's like,
What?
like
Oh,
he's just
yeah.
like he's such a freak. What's
No,
wrong
you gotta
with that
watch
guy?
Venom. It's so good.
Like,
It's
yeah,
bad.
I
I'll
picture,
have to
I
watch
picture
that
the
and
director
I'll-
being like, yeah, that's a really interesting choice, Tom. Like,
Yeah.
is there any way that we could do that again, but like a little less crazy? Because this is like a movie for teenagers, and like what you're doing is that's really strange. And he's like, nope, nailed it. One take. Moving on. The
Oh
director's
my
like,
God.
okay, Tom. Okay, Tom. You're the boss. Like,
Oh,
imagine him bullying little Tom Holland, who's like fucking 12 years old.
I like the
no.
idea that Tom Hardy, whenever he auditions for a role, just does it normally and like does it in a way that you think you want it, and then he comes on set and then he's like changing his accent all over the place, and you're just like, Tom, this isn't what you auditioned as, and he's
Yeah.
just like, it's too late. You hired me. I signed the contract.
That's
You
what
got
you
me
get
now.
That's what's up.
my main problems with the Venom movie are just the plot is so bad. The way they structured the whole story of like he's with his girlfriend, then they break up, and then he's getting therapy from her new boyfriend or something.
Oh, it's so 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 90s.
Oh,
It's like
that's
all,
weird.
It's all over the place. And
My favorite,
yeah.
my favorite thing about the Venom movie is that they took because he's a news reporter in universe, and he has a fake like CNN Anderson Cooper style 360 show, and they showed the entire intro of his fake news show in the movie. That was like 3 minutes that never needed to happen.
Yeah.
Of him just being like, I'm Eddie Brock and I'm in front of this thing because I'm a news reporter and this is my show, the Brock Show.
I forget, was this movie actually rated R or did they change it?
I think it was PG-13. I don't think they got to
PG-13.
R because they like cut away from
okay.
all the gory deaths and stuff.
No,
like that.
it has like one swearsy in it or something.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Like a
Interesting.
turd in the wind was the line, that the internet like lost its mind about.
Oh, what a good movie.
There must have been like a half a dozen screenwriters that worked on that, and like
Yeah.
the last one of them was like, how did that get in?
We were so high when we wrote that line. How did you ever approve that? It was a joke.
This guy in chat, but I already got the matchlet is his name. He says, you went from Spider-Man PS5 to Venom. Yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah.
one and the same. It's one and the same. Venom is a villain from the Spider-Man universe, you see.
I don't know if you know.
Yeah. So that's how we got there.
Yeah.
We'll get back to it. We'll talk about some of the points here.
Here's Spider-Man. I put up some Spider-Man B-rolls.
Yeah, put up some Spider-Man.
So, Matt, why did we pass on this story?
It's in what we call industry terms very thin. No proper sourcing. Anyone can say a rumor online, and and it could get popular on the internet because of social media, but that doesn't necessarily make it true. There's no like direct sources from Insomniac or Sony to confirm.
It's like when I started the rumor that Destin collects anime body pellets.
Exactly, right? No one's seen it. No one has eyewitnesses on it. No one like can confirm.
You can't prove that he doesn't.
That's slander, sir.
Yeah. No, it's we don't really write up stories that are based on rumors that are too thin, and so this is why we passed on it. But I mean, Venom was teased at the end of Spider-Man PS4, and so I think it's pretty obvious that he was going to be in the sequel at some point. So
Spoilers, jeez.
sorry, the game came out in 2017. What do you want from me?
Oh.
It's 2020, Justin.
Yeah, come on, man.
So
like. I think it was a pretty easy given that Venom was going to feature into Spider-Man 2 at some point, but
J. Christoph 08 says that came from 4chan, which is I think where all rumors seem to come from.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Matt, at the end of this episode, I'm going to spoil Akira for you.
Tokyo blows up. I don't know. I don't actually care too much about spoilers. Sometimes I look up how movies end before I watch them.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how much you care.
I get
I'm gonna find some dream to ruin for you.
Oh my God,
Every
Destin.
episode going forward.
I get stressed out if I like a movie, if I like a character in a movie or something, and I'm like really invested. I'm just like I don't want them to die, but the movie's kind of making them seem like they're gonna die. So I look it up at the end to see whether or not they do die, and I'm less stressed watching their experience. I'm a journey kind of guy,
That's a terrible way to live.
I guess.
All right,
I mean,
that's how I roll.
You spoil the endings for stuff?
You gotta go in blind to
man.
some things once in a while, brother.
Just how I roll. Sorry.
We're not gonna go blind into Spider-Man 2 because we have some hot fake details for you here. Apparently, they're talking about having a holiday 2021 release date, probably September, like PS4 Spider-Man was revealed this summer. That sounds plausible.
Yeah,
I believe that. Talk about Miles being playable in section of the game.
that'd be really cool.
Yeah. They say that there might be a system where you could switch between Spider-Man and other characters in certain situations, like in one of the
GTA.
Arkham games and GTA. I could see that. I want to play as Venom. That's what I'm saying. I want to play as Venom. I want him to be in it.
So you just want a Venom game?
Well, yeah, I'd play. Yeah, sure. Okay. If you're saying I have to choose, I played the Spider-Man game. It was great. I love the Spider-Man game. But I loved Venom as a teen. When I was a boy, I was a big fan of Venom. I got all kinds of Venom comic books. I didn't think the movie was like good as a movie, but I enjoyed it, and I understand why people like it because it appeals to like the teenage version of me that liked Venom.
You know what? They did a killer job with the Venom CGI.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
His whole job is just to look bitchin' and be crazy. And like, because he goes through this whole thing where he's like, he starts out as a villain, but then he's like, I could be a good guy too, Like, that would be weird. Like, you can't stop me from doing it. And everyone's like, please don't. You're crazy. He's like, no, it's fine. I got this. And so he's like this crazy, like, good guy. It would be fun to play as as a hero that everyone is terrified of because you're a complete psychopath.
Mhm.
That would actually be a really good game.
Yeah,
Like that would actually, I would be really interested in playing that.
that's what I'm saying. I hope that's
Yeah.
what it is. This rumor also goes on to say that like they've overhauled web swinging to give like just a ton more variety to like, animations and everything. That's probably true. Like that's got to be like a foregone conclusion that if and when we get another Spider-Man game that like with all the stuff Mark Cerny was talking about entering the Matrix and magnitudes of power and all that stuff, that they can just add more animations to everything all the time.
So you're saying that the rumor says that they're going to make the game better?
Yeah, you're not going to believe this, but they're going to make it like the thing you like, but a little bit better, and also because it's on a more powerful system, that it will do more things.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know. That doesn't
try to
sound
wrap
true
your
at all.
head around that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a rumor on 4chan.
Crazy talk.
Damn it.
You guys ever play that game Marvel Nemesis: Rise of the Imperfects?
Yeah. I play a ton of comic book video games actually.
Yeah, that was a
Really?
really
Oh,
I remember
okay.
that one.
it was really strange when it came out in 2005. It had this like dark and gritty tone to it, and you can play as various Marvel characters, including Venom. And I thought he controlled. I thought that game was actually really cool, and I thought every character played really well and true to their character. But I thought Venom was one of my tops playing in that game.
You know what game Venom was really good in? The cel-shaded Spider-Man game, where you could just be the Venom suit basically, and it was really interesting. He controlled a little differently, like the web slinging was a little bit different also. And yeah, there have been Venom appearances in a bunch of games. There was Maximum Carnage on the SNES way back in the day. That was a fun like beat 'em up. Yeah.
Ultimate Alliance 2.
Oh
that's
yeah,
right.
Venom is awesome in MVC. Marvel vs. Capcom also,
Yep.
like the fighting game. I really like him there too. He's not like top tier, but he's just fun to use.
Simple on chat says that they always kind of like make him a side character though. Like he's never the star of the game.
Ultimate
Like even Carnage had his own like Maximum Carnage
Yeah.
game, but there's never been like this is Venom's game. Everyone, hey,
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man 2005 is the game where you could actually play as Venom, or at least the Venom suit, and it was pretty fun. I remember that. Sorry.
How likely is it that we're going to see a Spider-Man 2 game, Matt?
Spider-Man, you mean coming?
Percentage-wise.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2.
100%. Like not even like that game sold gangbusters and was a critical hit. Yeah, no way. No way. There's not going to be a Spider-Man 2. Like
Yeah, it's like a virtual lock for any game at this point, or movie, or piece of media of any kind. That if there is one that does even remotely well, then it is now a trilogy.
yeah, like what's Insomniac going to do? Make more Ratchet and Clank games? I mean,
I'd take it.
I mean,
Can it
there
be
is a
both?
following. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they have Spider-Man now. I think they've sort of you know, sunsetted the Ratchet and Clank franchise. I don't think we're going to see that as like a PS5 launch. I think Spider-Man, Venom, if this is real, would make a lot of sense as a launch title for PS5.
El Presidente 27 in chat says, I heard a rumor that PS5 launches with NAC 3. I'm going to read any rumor that you guys type in here. If you give me a rumor, I'll read it.
What I really want
That's amazing.
What I really want to know is what this rumor game does to my ear holes. So, was there anything in the rumor about that? Because that's a big feature of the PS5, isn't it? According to Mark Cerny.
It's not mentioned in this article, and that's how we know that it's fake. Because it would be like 80% audio and like 20% gameplay. True.
Well, the whole design philosophy is about audio and the console utilizing audio in interesting ways. So let's pretend for a second that this is real. They could do a lot of really, really interesting stuff with like the voices in your head and conflicting paths that you can take, good versus evil.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So I don't
like
know.
that.
Just thinking off the top of my head about some stuff. If you do play as Venom and what they could do with audio, that could be fun.
And
Yeah.
every time Spider-Man catches up with you to try to stop you from doing your crazy heroics, you can hear the squirt of his web fluid and like from what
hate that.
direction and what velocity.
actually, I hate that.
It's called
Ooh.
Spurt Tech.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is.
That's-
It's called.
That's what the rumor is.
It's called Web Sounds 3D.
Oh no.
Jeremy,
The
what
Guardian Light. The Guardian Light says Horizon Zero Dawn 2 launch title, but I already got the matchlet that says Pong from the 70s will be PS5's top game.
Pong's
Skeleton
great.
Bonioho says I read a rumor that my butt is attached to my body.
Is it?
That's correct.
We got rumors coming like crazy right here.
Jeremy, that'd be a good segue to the Minecraft story. No, I'm just
Minecraft
kidding.
story.
I don't know, the B-roll that you told me to download, it just made me think of that. What do you want to go to next, though? I want to set it up.
Let's talk briefly about Ryan Johnson.
Okay.
He wishes he could have. He wishes he could have test screened The Last Jedi for an audience.
Yeah, so do the rest of us. What other stories do we have today?
That's like a perfect
That's
setup.
it. That's all for that.
Perfect setup. I can't believe that this guy's out here still trying to like, just what is he trying to do? He keeps talking about it.
Well,
We see
hold
an
up.
article about it, like, every
Hold
week.
up. Is he
Okay.
talking about it, or is every damn interview that he goes to is he just bombarded with questions about this movie? You know, so maybe he's not going out of his way, but if you're an interviewer and you go interview this guy and he says something like, "Man, I really wish I could have screened Star Wars," you're gonna run with that
I don't
story.
think it's fair to put it all on the interviewer. The thing you
No,
have
no,
to
no.
understand about directors,
Yeah.
like a director that's going to get to the level of directing a freaking Star Wars movie is going to be like a little bit of a megalomaniac. And there's no way that somebody that rises to that level is going to be able to like just live with the fact that a lot of people didn't like the product. It eats away at them every day. You know, it just like pulls on their psyche and drags them into oblivion, you know, and they look into the abyss and the abyss looks back and it says, say something about the Jedi movie, please. And
So
they're like, I wish we could have had a test screening. They shout and no
Yes.
one, you know, completely out of context, and they're like, I'm here to talk about.
So do you feel like he's still trying to like redeem himself after that? Because he made that statement in his interview for Knives Out, which is a fantastic movie. I just watched that recently. It's so
very
good.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he was talking about having a screening for The Last Jedi in the Knives Out interview, yeah, you're right. He's still hung up about it. But do you think like that's a final cry for him to try and like redeem himself or be like, it wasn't really my fault. Like I should have done this. Like this should have happened. Do you think that's him trying to like offset blame? Or...
I think we're all collectively as a society a little hung up on it. And as a member of society, he too
yeah,
is.
that's fair.
I mean, the full context is talking about how the Knives Out movie was so good because it was tested in front of theater audiences.
Oh yeah,
and that and he wished that he could do the same with The Last Jedi, but you can't test Star Wars movies because that's against Lucasfilm policy.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
yeah. I mean,
He also says that he's always hated test screenings, but I think it was only until he saw Knives Out that he was like, "Oh, that was pretty cool." So I'm not sure that the timeline even makes sense.
Yeah.
Here. Like I hated test screenings, and then I had one for this movie that came out years after the one that I'm talking about now, and now I retroactively wish that I had done one for this other movie, but they wouldn't let me. And that's why it's bad. It's not my fault.
Yeah, well, you should bring it up with Ryan Johnson next time he's in the office.
Yeah.
Ask him what's up with that.
Yeah, hey man.
It's a
But I
spot for
already
me.
got.
I get always heated whenever we talk about this movie, but at
Yeah,
this
so
point I'm
does-
just kind of like, yeah.
So does, but I already got the matchlet. He or she said, stop talking about The Last Jedi. It upsets me.
You're basically like this other commenter. This guy Lurk102 says, I was ready to type a long rant. But like the storyline of this trilogy, there's just no point.
Ooh, that's good.
Zing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Speaking of pointless things and pointless stories, let's
God.
move on to the next one. We got lots of great stuff for you on this show today.
Oh boy, this one will be
Have
fun.
you guys heard that toilet paper prices are on the rise?
Oh, I
in Fallout
have.
76.
What?
In
Yeah.
Fallout 76,
He
that's
didn't-
right.
He didn't read this. He didn't read the memo.
Yeah. Much like the real world, as IGN reports, the demand for toilet paper is increasing in Fallout 76. So people are basically hoarding toilet paper and using it as currency in Fallout 76.
Well, I mean, it started out as a joke, basically. You can sell items on Fallout 76, and one character put up some toilet paper roll, and another character bought it, but way above the player's asking price as like a joke, you know. So he, on their own dime, paid more for toilet paper than what the player was asking for initially. Because
I mean, isn't that the whole theme of Fallout 76. They're asking you to pay more than what it's worth. Like, I saw it.
Nice.
I feel like that's what it is. I mean,
This
Yeah.
is a little bit of an aside, but like they actually weirdly paid me to own a copy of it because they had a deal where you could like buy Fallout 76 for $15 and then send you like a gift card for $20. I got paid $5 to own a physical copy of 6. That's what that's worth. But they were selling toilet paper rolls, apparently 4 rolls of his toilet paper for 450 caps each. This guy turns around, I guess, and he sells them for 20,000 caps.
Jesus.
He says he probably could have gone it. He says he probably could have sold it for 30,000 caps
Yeah.
for toilet paper.
It's basically a fun in-joke right now with the community.
I always like this when, real life stuff sort of bleeds into video games and the community has fun with it. So whether or not you like Fallout 76, I think this is sort of fun and just sort of a cheeky thing that the community did. Please stop hoarding toilet paper, though.
Seriously.
Did you ever think for a second that toilet paper was going to be like the preferred currency of the apocalypse? Like
No.
not bottle caps or
Yeah.
or
I actually-
liquor or-
I actually live in a
Stacks of
2-bedroom
green.
apartment, but one of the rooms is just filled with toilet paper. Not
Nice.
not because of what's going on. That's just how I roll.
That's just how it's always been.
Oh my
Nice.
God, Destin, get out! God,
That was bad.
I'm
it
proud.
was real bad. No, no.
How funny is it that a game that we've all kind of like forgot about is probably more relevant than ever? It's like a buggy, fucked up end of days simulator. The economy's totally out of balance. Nothing works, and everybody's just doing gallows humor, like we're doing on news, games, and more.
Kev Maudlin says, "Okay, boomer," to Destin.
Damn.
Oh
Wow.
Jesus!
He's not wrong.
Savage.
Stormy Australia says dad joke laughy emoji. So take that, internet.
I don't know. I guess art imitates life. It's interesting. Like, it's definitely a really stressful time right now. But the fact that a community is able to get together and kind of have fun, find the positives, kind of like turn the negative into a positive.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but
You gotta get your smiles where you can.
Yeah.
I honestly, yeah, there's so much content being made around this coronavirus. Like all the TikToks, all these memes coming out. And we're just like, this is how we cope.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, we'll get to that. But first,
Okay.
I want to read a couple comments from some funny users. Control Alt Delete says, "Jesus, I don't know what's worse, this news or people still playing Fallout 76."
wow.
Hey,
Yikes.
no punching down, man. Don't kick them while they're down.
People
Pufferfish says, "When I ran out of toilet paper, I used my copy of Fallout 76."
Oh, man.
How?
Painful.
It's just kind of like, you ever see that gif where the guy's just hitting the horse? It's dead. It's,
yeah.
It's okay, everybody.
I will say though, the remaining
have their
players
fun.
who are still hanging out in Fallout 76 are making the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Oh, also, Luke Bat says, "This is becoming my favorite show."
Aw, thanks, Luke.
Yay.
Luke.
And hi, Luke. Luke watches my stream sometimes.
Heck yeah, man. So you were talking about TikToks and other nonsense that people do to help us cope. Did
Oh,
you guys
God.
see Gal Gadot's celebrity sing along where they're singing Imagine?
Yeah.
Yep.
What did you think about that? I'm just curious, like just
I was telling you guys off the show, I thought
Off
it
the
was
top.
just fine. It's
Oh.
Imagine. It's supposed to be uplifting. They tried to do something
Sure.
positive, and everybody hated it. Of course. So why did you guys all not like it?
I don't. It was weirdly
Tone
condescending.
deaf. Yeah.
How is it
Yeah.
maybe
'Cause-
tone deaf, but
Because
condescending?
it's like, hey
How's it
guys, we're in this
condescending?
together. Stay strong. Stay in your houses. But like, they live in mansions with
Yeah.
pools and large yards where they can walk around in privately. And I have a 2-bedroom apartment.
they're literally like they're posting their videos from like Malibu beach houses. They've got like custom wood engravings on their ceiling.
Yeah.
They're like wearing little like Kentucky Derby hats like out on their like palace grounds.
My
You know?
my room is probably the size of like one of their walk-in closets.
Yeah.
And they're just like, stay strong, guys. You got this. And I'm just like, okay, well, all right.
And they probably have the money to get tested if they want to. They probably have money to afford all the respirators and stuff. So it's just like, it's like if you really want to make a difference, instead of singing us songs through your freaking cameras and stuff, how about you donate some money towards causes that are actually trying to save people? Maybe donate some money to your local hospital where people are working 24/7 just trying to keep people alive. My mom works as a nurse. I would really appreciate that if someone donated her hospital money so that they could take some time off and get more supplies, something like that, instead of being like, I'm going to sing to you through this camera like you're my little baby.
It was weird that they also just assumed that we would want that. Like,
I know.
hey, like, hey, I'm famous person, bunch of Gal Gadot and other people, and we're gonna give you what you want, a cover of Imagine. Like,
no one asked.
Yeah, personally, I'm enjoying the silence from the people that I'm told that I'm supposed to care about all the time in a functioning society.
Yeah.
I think they just tried to do something nice. And you guys are like all so mad. They're like, man, this is a really hard time. People are, having like, trouble with depression and stuff like that. Let's put an uplifting song out there. And you guys are like, F you!
But what about people?
Whoa!
Okay.
Incoming quality is so vast that we should be moving all of the displaced people that are being like kicked out of their apartments and everything, like into these people's mansions.
Like, what about people who don't have access to internet because they can't afford their bills because they can't work? So they can't see that uplifting video, so they can't be happier after that. So really, ultimately, what did that video do to uplift people's spirits?
I will say.
Yeah, you're right. They just shouldn't do anything nice ever, and they should just hide in their mansions.
Oh my God.
And a lot of them probably do donate to charities and things. I'm just surprised by the anger, honestly.
You guys, let's crush all of the hope in Justin's heart.
I had
Sorry, I was just gonna say it was a nice but misdirected. Like it was a nice gesture, but it wasn't really enough for what people need right now.
Chad, am I way off base here? Like, did you guys think this was gross too? Am I the only one that was like, "Aw, that's all right. They're trying to do something nice, whatever." And that's the most I ever thought about it. I watched the video and then I turned it off, and that was the most I ever used my brain power to think about it. Apparently, you guys thought about it way more.
It was nice on the surface. If people like it, that's nice for them.
Yeah.
That's kind of condescending, but
no, I mean, I had the exact same reaction as Dustin, but the opposite, where I saw it, didn't like it, but I just didn't say anything about it because I moved on with my life. So really, you gave me the platform to air my grievances.
I was inspired to go out and polish my guillotine.
Oh, wait, we actually have a question in chat that I think would be really cool to answer. Louise asks, how different is work now? Oh, okay, never mind. It got deleted. It was just asking how different work is now that we're working at home instead of at the office, which I don't know. I think that was okay. But I think, I mean, as you can see, like, yeah, we're I think it's hard. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, no, you get to work from home. We're incredibly lucky.
I think some of us do this more than others.
Who are you? I can't.
Stella and Destin clearly stream outside of IGN hours is what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying we're very lucky, right, that we have this opportunity. It is a little weird. I think communication with coworkers is a little hard. So that's like one of the bigger differences.
I used to work from home for 3 years, and it never bothered me. And I did it for 12 days. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you know what? In all honesty, I was fine Monday through Wednesday, but yesterday I'm just like, I really want to go into the office. I actually encourage my team regularly to work from home when they have a review or they need like sort of like to be sequestered to really focus on their projects. Like Stella,
He's
like
never told me that.
Well, you haven't reviewed anything yet. If you ever review something,
I asked you if I could. All right, we're gonna air this out right now. No, just kidding.
It's sort of a case-by-case basis, but like if Mark has a big project, he works from home. Duggan, when he has like a Warzone review, that'll come out someday. James, he works from home. But yeah, after day 3, I was like, I realized how much I value the office, and I actually have a great space. I have like a whole production space set up in my apartment. I was like ready to go, but it's been harder the longer that I've had to stay here. To full transparency.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a hard transition. You know, we're a production company, and we were in the process of launching this new show, and we were working on a game show and doing all this other cool stuff, and you know, a lot of that just kind of got the brakes pumped on it, and we're just trying to figure out how to keep going. And doing shows like this gives us an opportunity to connect in some way with each other and with you guys, so that we have like some sort of human interaction outside of, you know, our roommates, our families. You know, I've got a wife and kids, and we're all sort of like trapped in this little house together. And it's like I'm really thankful to have like a space where I can like go out in the yard or something and like have like my children not freak out. But they don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
Why they can't just like bust in all the time like we're on this like BBC News program.
Oh.
You guys do.
It's so great.
Jeremy, I'm waiting for that to happen to you. Like,
It's
I know.
happened at least twice already.
Yeah.
Jeremy, isn't that your kid's room?
Yeah, this is like
You kicked them out of their.
I had to turn this room into like an office, you know?
Oh my god! I just imagine you taking your kid and be like, "All right, you go in here," and place him outside the door.
As soon as I'm offline, everybody bursts in and it turns into a playroom.
Aw.
This feels like an innocuous moment, but like when they're doing therapy 10 years from down the line, this is gonna be like a cornerstone of their trauma. Like my
Yeah.
dad kicked me out of my room for like 3 weeks one time, and it was awful.
No.
Hey, I also bought her Animal Crossing, and we're gonna play it for like 8 hours.
That's fair. Okay.
So calm down, buddy. Also, my baby boy just like started walking.
That's
pretty
good.
Suddenly, he's just like
Nice.
walking around. So
That's
it's like,
great, and you
know,
were there for it too. That's awesome.
I wouldn't have been here if I was in the office with you jerks.
So as
Yeah.
so as a dad, like Horowitz sent her an email, and he's also seeing some passive benefits of work from home. He's getting to spend more time with his family. Have you found that to be an upside, Jeremy?
It's well, like I said, it's way harder, you know,
Mm.
because they want to play all the time. But you know, I if I'm like completely like stressed out or like I just need a break or something, I can like go like outside on the lawn with my kids and just like get the sun and like play with them and stuff like that and like really
Aw.
recharge. And so it's great, you know. It's the one benefit of being on house arrest.
Maybe we got too real. Do we have something funny that we can end
End
the show on? I realize we're almost out of time, actually.
I did want to mention two things that I think are cool. One's slightly problematic, you know, and we'll just like kind of move over it. God, I hate to use that word problematic. I don't even think you're by it. Don't freak out, man. Drive-in movie theaters are experiencing a surge in popularity amid the coronavirus pandemic, which is awesome because I love drive-in theaters. I'm just like a little worried about the people that are still trying to like operate them. You know?
Yeah.
But I do think it kind of makes sense because there is very little like human interaction that really has to happen in a drive-in theater.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cool idea for like a way to like get around the system if you haven't gone on full lockdown. But in a similar but related story, Alamo Drafthouse. Are you guys familiar with Alamo Drafthouse?
Yeah.
They're like an awesome theater chain. They've recently expanded to a few other cities. We've got one here in the Bay
They
Area.
modernized serving food and like having comfortable chairs. They were kind of like the pioneers of that thing that a lot of theaters have adapted.
Yeah, and so the founders of that company, Tim and Carrie Lee, they're really good people. And I you know, in the interest of full disclosure, I go to their film festival like pretty frequently. They do this thing called Fantastic Fest where they debut stuff like Parasite, you know, and like a lot of the big like indie movies that you'll go and see. Like you'll see them there first. It's just like a really cool community. I've never been to like any kind of film festival like that where the filmmakers and the people all hang out together and it's not weird and there's no separation and there's no velvet ropes. You know, you just like having a beer with Robert Rodriguez or whatever, you know. And they are setting aside $2 million for furloughed staff members. So obviously they like can't operate right now.
Right.
You know, like it's just like they've had to furlough like I think 80% of their staff. And what they've done is kind of set aside like an emergency fund to make sure that those people have, you know, basic living expenses and healthcare in this time where, you know, they can't work and everything. And it's such a beautiful thing for a small company like this to do. You know, it really makes you wonder, like, can we get to a place where like GameStop isn't trying to like stay open and make their employees work and it's just like helping them out, or like AMC, Target, Starbucks, like if Alamo can do it, like, what is stopping these other companies from doing something to take care of their people? Like, our company is taking care of us, quite frankly, and like, you know, Alamo is taking care of their people.
Oh my.
And like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, is this something that we can all learn from?
Yeah, I mean, you hear about Target like just today?
No, what happened with Target?
Target's increasing their hourly pay, and they're finally offering paid leave program for employees. And like, it's weird that it took a nationwide crisis to make these things happen, but I mean, change is change, I suppose. Although it's, you know, not ideal because these things I think should be already in place, but you know, it's happening elsewhere, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's like other companies are doing it also.
It's good to see when like the prime directive for, you know, our culture seems to be like just greed. You know, like the cost of living is so high because of greed. You know, the overwork is because the companies that own the companies that we all work for are asking for more. And it's just like profit, inequality. Like if there's any silver lining to what's happening at all whatsoever, it's that we're starting to like appreciate each other and the contact that we have with one another a little bit more. And, you know, we're seeing like maybe greed is not like the singular driving force of modern life.
That's late stage capitalism by Jeremy. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Avocado.
Avocado at that point.
Avocado.
Did you see that Amazon is actually limiting its supplies to just essential stuff now?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great, but I feel like, man, people are just going to be stocking up on everything they can get still. So it still kind of focuses on the greed thing.
Well, a lot of stores are actually limiting like how much you're able to purchase now, so people aren't like hoarding 90 toilet paper packages or something like that, because it's just dumb. Don't do that. So that's really good. There's a market near where I live, and I went in and it said, please, only 2 people in the store at a time, because it's like fairly small in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I've liked seeing how a lot of the markets and such are adjusting to, you know, just what's going on in the world. That's all. Yeah. And that story is really uplifting, Jeremy. It's nice that somebody cared enough about their employees to do that. And, you know, I think all of J2, we're 100% remote. Every company and brand that's under our parent company, J2, has gone remote at this point.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So real quick, what are your guys' favorite games to be playing while on self-quarantine?
That's a great question. Bo, you
like
got to
Animal
pick one that's
Crossing.
not obvious. Like, I got Animal Crossing waiting for.
I do too! I do too!
What?
But what are you playing that's not Animal Crossing or Doom?
I'm playing. I'm still trying to finish The Witcher. Witcher
Oh,
3.
nice.
I'm
Okay.
almost done. I feel it in my
Beauty.
jelly.
I have.
I've been-
Go ahead, Stella.
Sorry, I was just going to say I've been playing The Moonlighter, which is a really cute indie game. And it's like this RPG game where you go around and you go through dungeons, and then you own a shop, and then you have to like match the prices properly. So it's like a nice little like life sim.
Yeah, still playing Division 2, still playing Destiny. They're big RPGs where you can farm for exotics and really coveted things. So it's a really good distractor. I've actually made a spreadsheet about all my mods in Division 2, so I know when I get one that's better, and I can just delete the old one.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Serious.
And like I can play Final Fantasy 11 and 14. I'm like an RPG guy, so when I have downtime, I can just grind out XP in one of those games.
What about you, Jeremy? Our pal Jeremy.
First, I want to read out a couple people in chat. Alex Franco's playing Neo 2.
Oh.
Good one. Mitchell
Yeah.
Saltzman
A
represent.
little bit of a controller
Pride, yeah.
snapper, but I feel you.
It's tough.
Uzo Kennedy says Resident Evil.
The first one?
The demo's out, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have to assume he means Resident Evil 3. A lot of people are asking about Resident Evil 3. Probably should have talked about that, but we haven't. I personally haven't had time to play the demo on that yet. I'm still working my way through the Yakuza games.
Oh.
Do you even
Those are
try?
so good.
Do you even try and
doing-
say it right?
Yakuza.
Nailed it.
Destiny.
Yakuza?
Yakuza.
Yakuza?
Oh my God.
I like saying it the way I like saying it.
That's fine.
It's fair.
Don't police me, Destin.
I just
I'm
thought it was
playing,
funny.
I'm playing Zero and Kiwame 1 and 2. And I usually like bebop around between a lot of like smaller games on Switch, like a lot of Metroidvanias. I'm finishing The Messenger after I heard about that like cool like RPG prequel thing
yeah.
that they're working on.
Maybe don't ruin that one for me, Matt. Thanks.
Yeah, don't spoil that, Matt. You spoiler. And I'm doing some. I've been kind of messing around with some PC games lately because I'm sort of like teaching myself how to mod with more complicated games. So for some reason, I started with Witcher 3. I guess because I watched the show and I got inspired by it. But like that one's a bitch to mod to get everything working. So like that like taught me a lot on how it works. So I'm kind of like playing around in Witcher 3 again, even though I totally like 100%ed that on Xbox years ago. It looks awesome on PC with all the mods running. Jesus Christ, it's like something entirely different. So I'm like playing that, and I'm like playing a little bit of a Divinity 2 and some other like RPG.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm just like really enjoying like playing through games that I've already played, but like with crazy mods that like really make it a very different experience. I find that pretty enjoyable. We got a lot of people in chat that are playing all kinds of
Doom.
4-Bit Man
God.
says I'm playing
So
Ni no
good.
Kuni 2.
Oh.
Even says I'm working my way through Suikoden 1 and 2 on Vita. Wow. Those
That's-
are like two of the best RPGs that have ever been made.
Dan Stapleton asked us all who wanted codes and then didn't send any out. Thanks, Dan. Really
Dan,
appreciated that.
Beautiful ears, Stapleton.
Yeah.
I bought mine like a real adult. I don't know. I'm having a
Wow,
great
way
time.
to shame all of us. Okay.
No, it's great. It's so good. I can't honestly. I'm having a hard time like ripping and tearing myself away from Doom Eternal to go play more Animal Crossing. Like it.
We'll get there. We got to sign
That's
off,
good.
Jeremy. We're over on time.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody for watching today and for watching the stream before this. We'll be back again on Monday with a whole new show and probably a little better attitude. But yeah, this has been really fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your pal Jeremy. I'll see you in hell. Bye.
Bye.
What?
Jeez.